What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of JMT Podcast presents The Rude Dudes. I'm Tyler. I'm with my co-hosts Matt and Justin.
Hey
Hello.
everyone.
And today we are going to be talking about the most recent live stream of the Xbox Showcase and all the games that just got announced. And we are going to start with we're going to go from bottom to the top. The ones that were we're hyped for, and then the ones that we're extremely hyped for. So, you guys want to take it away?
Yeah, and really quickly, we are going to be talking about the Summer Game Fest as well because Justin and I need to talk about Street Fighter 6, but before we
Mhm.
get started, I do need to just say I'll eat my words. Xbox had a great show this year.
Yeah.
I was coming into this year, if you guys caught the live stream, I mentioned that I was coming into this year with very low expectations to no expectations because the past couple of years have been super underwhelming. I don't know if that's due to COVID. I don't know why they were just super underwhelming, but PlayStation additionally, I always felt like has been super underwhelming for the past couple of years. Um, and I was pleasantly surprised. We have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So, who wants to take it away with the first game?
Uh, yeah, so I'll start off. So this is from the Jeff Keighley Summer Game Fest stream, Outer Sloth. Outer Sloth is not actually a game, it's a publisher. And the publisher is actually the developers of Among Us, Inner Sloth.
Mm,
I didn't
So
know
what
that.
happened? Yeah. So they became like an indie publisher. And
huh.
the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because Among Us became really big for this team unexpectedly, and obviously they got like a lot of funding through the game, and I think it's amazing that with that money they decided to fund indie games, especially in a time where like layoffs and job security is so uncertain in the game industry right now. So like I just wanted to give them a shout out to start it off the podcast with.
No,
Yeah, but
that's
yeah,
dope though. I love
yeah.
the
That's
fact that
super sick.
they're like bringing and making like indie like developers more into like the more mainstream kind of things because it like
Mhm.
actually promotes you know like indie developers and how they
Mhm.
go about making these games that are like more for the people. They actually
Yeah.
they're developers that actually like listen to their community, and they have,
Mhm.
you know, they have their own like discords and like where they can directly talk to their fans.
Hmm.
And to me that's always been like awesome because I'm a big indie person, and like I support like a lot of the people that I support are like single developers. I also like
Yeah.
support like group ones too, but like I don't know, like there's a game that is just blowing my mind, but like is a different topic. So kind of wrapping it back up to the game show. Um so one of the major things that I'm excited for. I remember being in the live stream when you guys were live streaming. By the way, link in the description for our
Mhm.
Twitch. Um Matt and Justin were able to do the live stream of the game show. So if you want to see like live reactions of that, so go check that out. Um, but I just remember sitting there, the the big thing came on where I'm sitting there, I'm like, is this Fable? And then
Hmm.
it
Mhm.
came up and I was cleaning floors. I stopped what I was doing. I looked at my girlfriend. I was like, Fable's coming back. And she's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that they announced it a couple of years ago, if I'm not
They
mistaken.
they announced it 4 years ago.
4?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
This is when they were first showing off the Xbox Series X and S, and they were like and that th and it's the thing where it was rumored
Mm,
that was coming back, and they were like, "I this is what I'm assuming is like, okay, well, people kind of know about this now, so let's just announce it just to get it out of the way.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But no, I'm so hyped. I'm so
Oh
hyped to
yeah.
play that and go back into
I'm
that
so
universe.
excited. Hmm.
Same. I remember like when Fable first came out way back on the original Xbox, and everybody was talking about it. Everybody was blown away by the game. They really loved it. I remember reading about it in magazines. You couldn't go anywhere without hearing about Fable when it first came out. And I played Fable 2 and I loved it. So I am super, super excited to jump back into that universe and to just get more Fable because it kind of flopped with 3. And then they had some other, right? They had like another title, like Fable Anniversary
They
or
well,
That was
they
all
had
3, I think.
yeah,
oh, okay.
they had Fable Anniversary. They also have Fable Journey, which is like the Xbox 360 Connect game that
Mhm.
obviously didn't do well because it's a Connect game.
Right.
And then they were also gonna have, I forgot what the title of it was, but it was a Fable game where it's supposed to be 1v4, like
Yes.
evolved.
Yep.
Revlon? I think? What?
Maybe.
I
I don't
don't
remember.
That was the one that I was
yeah,
thinking of when I said
They
Anniversary.
Yeah, they started it, and then they ended up canceling it.
yeah.
Correct. Yep.
Which I'm
Yeah.
assuming is because they saw that Evolved flopped, so they're like, "Oh, maybe people
Evolve
don't
flopped
want this."
so hard.
Yeah,
That's another topic for another time, but yeah, Evolve flopped
yeah,
really hard.
yeah.
But I'm
But
excited
yeah,
about Fable. It
yeah, I'm
looks
so excited.
it looks incredible. Like one
Mhm,
thing that I have to give credit where credit is due for this entire um like showcase, all the games looked amazing.
mhm.
None of them graphically, visually, they all either had really interesting like twists and turns on the graphics, or they were just beautiful and breathtaking. And Fable, it just looks unreal to
The
me,
one thing
truly.
the one thing I loved about what they showed off so far is the environments. It, like it looks so fantastical, like so fantasy, and I
Mhm.
feel like that's kind of like it's not not in a cartoony way, like kind of what the new Dragon Age is looking like, but like I love everything that I'm seeing visually from the new Fable game.
Agreed. It's very funny to me too that like the previous Fable games, like Fable 2, more cartoony, and
Mhm.
Dragon Age has kind of historically been more realistic. So they kind of flipped on
Yeah.
both. Yeah, both franchises kind of flipped and took the other one's kind of gimmick, but the combat looked great. I think like there was a part where the main character like shot arrows from the ground and launched the enemy, and it just
So
looked super cool. Um,
so
Definitely right up my alley.
I went back through the clip. She didn't
Mhm.
pick up an arrow. The person shot an arrow to her. She
Oh,
grabbed it and threw it back at them.
what? That is so cool.
Now, yeah,
That is so cool. I'm really excited for Fable. It's gonna be
yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah,
I
no, I'm
kind
super
of
excited.
I kind of wish we saw a little bit more gameplay, but I get the feeling since it's coming out 2025, they're gonna
Mhm.
show it more at their like Xbox Direct at the beginning of the 2025 year. So,
Do we wanna take bets on when it's gonna release in 2025?
oh,
Thinking
fall,
late. Yeah.
fall,
I
yeah,
really? I'm thinking
yeah.
I don't know, I think spring.
I think either Doom or South of Midnight is gonna be their spring game.
Okay. And then Fable will be, like, their holiday release type of a
Yeah,
thing, like,
Oh,
maybe
yeah,
even
that's
November.
mhm,
that's their hype game right there. That's a
That's
game
true.
that so many people it's just like Skate,
Right.
yeah,
so many people are excited for it, so they're gonna release it. Well, I
mhm,
mean, depending, obviously this game's gonna be charged, but like Skate's gonna be free to play, so they can release it whenever.
Right.
But Fable, yeah, no, the only reason I think it's gonna be later in the year is because the the trailer for it was mainly cutscenes,
Mhm.
and
Mm,
usually
yeah,
that's
that's
a
true.
sign that they're in like mid early development.
Okay.
It's
Well,
because it
Mm,
did have some gameplay.
I
I
think
don't
they're
know.
waiting I think they're waiting to show gameplay.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, on the contrary, Mortal Kombat had a very similar esque trailer where they really Mortal Kombat 1, where they showed off a lot of cutscenes, a lot of character nothingness that I don't even think it might have been in the story. I can't remember. It's been a while since I watched that initial trailer, but there was like gameplay kind of just sprinkled in randomly, and then that game came out 6 months later.
Mm,
So and the game's been in development for 4 years. It's hard for me to believe that the game isn't pretty far along at this point.
Yeah,
yeah.
I always look back and I'm like, GTA's like this. I mean, completely different thing, but like GTA 6 has been in development for like 12 years,
Right.
you
Mhm.
know, and it's coming out 2025.
Right. And we don't know when Fable initially started development. We just know that
Right?
it was announced in 2024 or 2020,
Mhm.
excuse me. So we can just
Rumored.
assume that it's at least been in development for 4 years.
It was
No,
rumored. It was fact.
uh, it
No, it
was
was facts.
it's
Yeah, it was.
officially announced in 2020,
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I thought someone
and
like
it was
dynamited it.
Nope.
no, the year before it was rumored.
Oh, okay. That's my bad.
Yeah, yeah.
No, you're good.
But yeah. But yeah, I
No,
think
I'll just go sit the throw out. Let's go outside the door, and then I'll just
Yeah,
go
go.
be a little goober.
a little
Yeah,
goober.
you should.
But yeah, no, I think so Xbox has done this thing where at the end of their showcase, they've done like a deep dive of whatever games coming out this for the holiday that they want to show
Mhm.
off.
Mm.
So last year they did Starfield, this year they did Call of Duty. I get the feeling at the same time next year they're gonna do Fable, like a
Okay.
30-minute deep dive of the game.
I hope. That'd be so cool. I would
Yeah.
be all over that. I'd be analyzing the living hell out of that.
Mhm.
'Cause I mean, every Fable game has it. They have, the whole my favorite part of it was, like, very Sims-like, but, like, making the family and then
Yeah.
seeing where it
Mhm.
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah, yeah.
And, yeah, no, I'm just so excited for that game. Like, I haven't thought about Fable in a really long time, and then seeing that trailer just, like, brought a lot I wanna go back and play the first 3.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Alright. Matt, do you got anything? Or what did you wanna talk about?
Um, I really want to talk about South of Midnight because
Mm,
South of Midnight was a game that when it was initially announced, I didn't take too much interest in it. I was kind of impressed just graphically. I really liked the art style that it was going for. I thought it was
mhm,
unique. It's something different that we don't really see. And again, it's kind of more of a risk that not necessarily a risk, but like remind me of that like different kind of game like Hi-Fi Rush ended up being. Um so when South of Midnight when the gameplay was shown off, I immediately knew I'm going to be into this game. It just looks so good. It
mhm,
looks like the banter between the main character and the catfish guy that she was on was amazing. The chemistry really good, voice acting amazing. Love the main character's art design and her style and just like what she's wearing. Loved the idea of like essentially like there's like corruption in this world and she is purifying it by fighting this beast and then all the flowers sprout and she's able
mhm,
to continue on. So cool.
and
Watching that, I
dude,
was like, "Oh, that
and
Same.
looks so
and then
pretty."
her her
Mhm.
air glide was like a bunch
Oh
of
my
fucking
god.
butterflies,
Yeah.
and, like,
Yes.
as soon as she lets it go, like, they kinda disperse. Oh,
Yes. Xbox
oh,
is working overtime. That development team is working overtime on that game because it looks so good.
I mean,
So
also,
good.
to be fair, Xbox has been pretty quiet lately.
Mhm.
Like, in them dropping how many games in this in
Oh, a
this
lot.
in this show? Like, it was
oh, yeah.
hefty, and it's a big move for Microsoft.
Well, they like, all these games, they announced already, but
Oh,
now it's
yeah.
just like that they just finally have the time, or like now they have something to show for
Mhm.
this year and the next year and following in and like the following
Yeah.
years. So it's like finally it's like all those purchases of the studios is like now time to show it off.
Yeah, it's making sense now.
And
Hmm.
not to mention, everything that they showed off, to my knowledge, is Game Pass day one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have Game Pass, go ahead and download these day one to support the developers, try it out, and if you really like it, then buy it. Again, to just to support the developers. But I was genuinely thinking about canceling
I
my
was
Game Pass subscription the day
Yeah.
before. I was like, ah, do I really need it? Like, I really haven't played too much on it. Then they announce all of this. All
Hmm.
right, I'm keeping it. Thanks, Xbox.
and on top of that, all the Souls-like games that are coming out,
Yes. Oh my god.
Matt is gonna
Dude,
cream.
dude,
Oh
I
yeah.
got a okay, just real quick banter. I got a bone to pick with that because there are too fucking many.
There are
The
so
fucking
many.
the Chinese like developed Souls-like games, there are so fucking much.
Dude, when I tell you, we have we have oh gosh, we have Team
Wu
Ninja's Wulong, right? I
Wulong.
think, and then we
Mhm.
have like Wukong,
Wukong
which is coming out, and then we
and the
have this
Wuchong at the Xbox show.
Wuchong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or Wuchang, whatever. I don't know how you pronounce it. I'm not
That was the
Chinese.
new one, right? That they just
Yeah,
announced that I was like, looks sick. Gonna
and then
download that.
PlayStation has Phantom Zero,
Yeah, PlayStation has Phantom Zero.
and then PlayStation announced like two other Souls-like games that they're say to play like a month ago. So it's like,
Yeah.
God, there's too much.
I
Well,
love
Souls-like games, they just kind of really like, they just took off in popularity
Mhm.
because people saw the success of the Souls series, and specifically too, like, Elden Ring, and now
mhm,
they're just popping up everywhere. But Liza P, I will never slander that game. That one's amazing. So happy it exists. But some of the other ones, I'm just like, they're very mid. So I hope that, like, the Wukong one looks amazing. I'm definitely gonna try that.
and
Um
I even like the fact that, like, they're coming out with, like, Souls-light games.
Yeah, I agree.
Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi
Yep.
Survivor, what are more there was one that is coming out that is like they said in the trailer that it was, Souls-light. I
Mm.
can't
There's a lot of them, dude. I
There's
couldn't
yeah,
yeah,
like
there's so many at this
like
point.
yeah, like we were saying, there's so much I couldn't fucking tell you which one you're talking about.
which is a good chance to plug. Make sure the live stream is uploaded on this channel.
Yes.
So make sure to go check it out. You can see exactly where that's at. And you get to see these two handsome fellows.
I look
Um,
busted.
Wait,
Sorry.
so yeah, it's all good. So, but like going back to the South of Midnight real quick,
mhm.
Yeah.
the fucking music,
Yeah.
dude. I don't know what kind of music that was for the battle, like the battle music, but
Mhm.
like I was vibing hard on that.
Yeah. I showed, um, my fiancé the trailer afterwards, and just blown away. Not the type of person to play Xbox games or anything of that nature, and was very excited and wanted to actually, like, play. So, if that says
Pony.
anything.
He's a fucking pony.
Yeah, PlayStation purist, allegedly.
I love the fact that I got a PlayStation and it's like, damn.
Yeah. Yeah, but at least you can play everything on PC, which another thing. Xbox is just doing the Lord's work out here. Like, they really aren't focused on their consoles, like, and their console is great. Like, the Series X is probably one of my favorite consoles that I've owned ever. It just is silent, it works really well, it boots up everything very quickly, I've never had an issue with it. Um, but they're focused on Game Pass, and they're focused on, like, games being accessible to everyone,
Yeah,
like,
which is
just
awesome
by
that
platform.
they're working with Sony and releasing like
Mhm.
some of their main titles on PlayStation. I just wish Sony would
Mhm.
So
return the
sick.
favor.
Sony will never. Unless like something drastic happens, Sony will never. They live
Or
and
the
die by the fact that they have great exclusives, and
or the game
that's
becomes 2
just it.
years old,
Yep, pretty much.
and they're not making money on it anymore, and they're like, "Alright, I guess we'll release it to
Except
PC."
Bloodborne,
Bloodborne's
but I
like,
have a
that's never gonna come out.
yeah, it's not. But on that note, Justin, what would you like to talk on the list next? What
Um, just yeah. Um, I would like to talk about Alan Wake 2 DLC. So, Matt, Tyler, I don't believe you both or either of you played Alan Wake 2?
no.
I played the first one, not the second one.
Okay. So Alan Wake 2 is fucking amazing.
I
Both of
know I need
you
to
should
play
go
it.
play it. Uh, the DLC is it's called Night Springs, which is like the Alan Wake's 2's or Alan Wake's version of the Twilight Zone.
Oh,
And so they're like it's made up of 3 episodes of r- characters that you can play like different characters you can play as. So one episode is about Rose, which is who is like like a fan of Alan Wake. The second episode is about Sheriff Breaker, who is Sean Ashmore. And if you don't recognize that name, he is Iceman in the like 2000s X-Men movies.
oh
Oh,
yes,
Yeah.
awesome.
He was the main character in Quantum Break.
yeah.
Okay.
So he has that lineage with Remedy.
He was the,
And it
Torch in, The Boys, or
I didn't see
Torchlight,
the boys.
Torchlight.
Mm. And the third episode is about the main protagonist from Control. So she is also a playable character. And
I
if you
f I forgot that those games were linked.
all three,
What the wait,
yep, e- yep,
wait,
Alan
what?
Wake and Control are in the same world.
I beg
They,
your finest pardon.
mm-hmm,
What?
yep. The craziest, like Control had a DLC, and in the DLC they mentioned notes about Alan Wake's wife.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, so like oh, like that's when people found out like oh these these two games take place in the same universe, in the same
Interesting.
world. So
Huh.
yeah,
I definitely need to play Alan Wake 2. And shout out to Alan Wake 2 for getting a physical release. I don't think it was available physically
no,
until recently. So
My
I really am excited to dive into that game, but it's on my list. But Elden Ring takes priority because that's in like 7 days.
just during the Summer Game Fest stream, fucking Sam Lake, the creator, the director of Remedy, he comes out and be like, "Hey, we're dropping this DLC." Looks at his fucking watch. He looks at his fucking watch. I'm thinking, is this motherfucker gonna drop this DLC out tonight? He says, It's coming out in less than 24 hours." Bitch, what? You
What an
can't just
icon.
drop. You can't just drop that on us,
I'm shocked you're still with us, Justin. I'm shocked you didn't have a heart attack in that moment.
dude.
I would have
I haven't
literally passed away if I actually
I,
played Alan Wake.
I haven't started it yet, but I'm gonna hop onto it
Y-
sometime soon.
I need to get on the Alan Wake 2 train because it just looks amazing. The
It's so
music is
good.
fantastic. The character models are amazing. Like story just looks crazy. It looks definitely right up my alley. I actually couldn't get into Alan Wake 1. Um
Mm.
my PC port, it's weird. I was trying to play it with a mouse and keyboard and my character like never aligns straight. It's really weird. Can relate. But like I can't like his flashlight like literally like if I move forward with W, he moves at an angle it's the most bizarre thing, like, kind of
Mm.
like a like, diagonal angle, so I might have to try to play the game with a controller, because again, right up my alley, definitely the kinda things that I like, so
But no, I definitely need to play Alan Wake 2 because it won how many awards at the award ceremony?
It
Like
won, like, almost
2?
half. It was, like,
Oh,
split between or, like,
LOL, me
4
saying 2.
it was, like, split between that and, Baldur's Gate 3.
mhm.
Right, right, it did win a lot, which thank God, because I know that it didn't sell super well, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
um, and hopefully this just improves sales because that team is hard at work.
Okay, so there's a game I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Gears of War.
I knew you were
Mm.
gonna say that. I was waiting for you to say, "Switching gears, let's talk about
Switching
Gears of War."
switching gears to my one and true only Gears of
Oh my
War.
god.
Alright, Gollum, let's calm down.
Misa. Misa Jar
Alright.
Jar Binks.
Jeez. What the fuck is going on?
Alright, Discord moderator.
Sorry, my kitten isn't here.
Oh, okay.
But so Gears of War, I'm excited for because I was talking to a couple people after that trailer and they reminded me that it's like there's a lot of story that happened and then it went into the first game.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Like there's like a lot of like stuff that like wasn't explained or anything. And I feel like I am like 90% positive that this game is gonna explain all of that.
Yeah, because the first game takes 14 years after Emergence Day,
Right.
and yeah, Gears of War E-Day is, like, taking place, like, the day of when
Mhm.
shit goes to hell.
I also wonder if this is kinda like the reboot. Not the reboot,
Uh,
but like, you know,
I don't
a way
know.
to make another like saga, of games.
so
Maybe they'll introduce, like they'll remake all of the Gears of War games, like Gears 1, 2, and 3. I don't really know. I know that, like, and I could be misspeaking, but this is just from what I remember, right? And my memory might be off, but, after Gears 3, the Gears games got a lot of criticism for feeling very stale. Um, I know that, like, Gears 4, I put down and I just never picked it
mhm,
back up.
same.
The game after Gears 3, I think that was, like, a prequel
Judgment.
as well. Yeah, Judgment. I didn't hear
Mhm.
really great things about it. Again, I didn't pick it up. Gears 5, though, I heard a lot of great things about. I picked it up, I did not play it. I do intend on playing it maybe at some point in my life, probably before Gears E-Day at this point. Um
Playing that.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see what I think of it, but I think I burned myself out of the Gears of War franchise. Um, and that's why I just have stayed away from 5 for so long. But I'm very interested to see what they do with E-Day, and I'm gonna be interested to see if it keeps the same, like, competitive scene that Gears has with its online multiplayer.
So, one thing I do wanna mention is, uh, the coalition team, the people making the Gears of War games right now, they
Mhm.
have stated that this is, like, kinda the direction they wanted to go for now, but they do intend to going back into Gear 6 proper
Oh,
with,
okay.
Kate's story and finishing up that storyline.
I couldn't
Now
remember her name. I literally
yeah,
like
Kate.
the last like ever since we
Mhm.
watched the awards, I could not remember her name and then you said it. Now my mind
Can
can
someone
rest
remind me,
easy.
when did Gears 5 come out?
Uh,
2019.
Wow, so it's been
wow.
a minute.
Mhm.
It's been a real long minute. But that's also probably gonna work well for them. Um, because Gears games, they came out in such quick succession.
Mhm.
And then, pretty long was there a hiatus between 4 and 5 as well?
No, I think they
Gears
moved pretty
4
quick.
yeah, it's like 4, maybe. I think
Yeah, or 3
Gears
or
4 came
4.
out in, like 2014, 2015, I think.
Okay. Okay. So it did. There was kind of
Yeah,
a bit of a hiatus there,
yeah.
which will probably work in its favor, honestly.
Mhm.
As long as they have horde mode, I'm cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm good.
I'm sure. I'm sure it's gonna have horde mode.
I
Yeah.
always played as
Like,
the main antagonist from 3. I can't remember her name right now in horde mode.
oh, yeah, yeah, that bitch.
Yeah.
I don't remember her name, but yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Zach and I would joke all the time because I would use the shotgun and I would like sneeze and get a headshot. It was hysterical. And she would always say like some voice line, and I wish I could remember it, but I don't remember it for the life of me. But it was good times. Yeah, they definitely need to bring back horde mode.
Yeah. I just remember, like, in Gears 2, you take the shield and then you go on that one map where you can, like, hide in that room and you just put the shield down. You make a
Yep.
little, like, bunker and you just shoot out of it.
Oh, you were
But,
one of those people.
oh, I mean, it was fun.
Yeah.
Um,
But, the Mad World music
oh,
Oh
suddenly
yeah.
playing in. Oh god, still one of the greatest trailers. The original Gears of War, Mad World.
Hmm.
mhm.
Also, just Gears 1 in general.
Hmm.
Gears 1 is really good.
Like, it was really good. What's that villain's name at the end?
General Rom
Yeah, General Ram. I loved him. He was so cool.
and
Gears 1 felt
Killer
ahead of
Instinct.
its time.
Oh yeah.
Huh? Oh, yeah, and Killer
Graphically,
Instinct. He plays so weird in Killer Instinct, by the way, but that's another topic.
yeah, Gears, going back to, like, the head of the time, graphically,
Yes.
oh,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just the shading on everything was just immaculate. They did
Yeah,
a
Mhm.
fantastic job with that game.
they did.
And then, like, even, like, the combat, the movement, like, all of that, like, it
It felt ahead of its time.
mhm.
It did
It
really
really
feel ahead of its time.
And I
Yeah.
think that's
the
why it
game
succeeded.
replicated.
It just hit this, like, sweet spot for me personally of just being unique and kind of different. It wasn't necessarily something that you saw on the market, and on top of that, just being, like, gory and just cool and, like, dark and, some horror elements in it, like, I ate that up when Gears of War came out. It was right up my alley. Action-packed, you got to cut things in half with a chainsaw, you got to shoot things, the
Mhm.
atmosphere, the graphics, all of it. So good. Chef's kiss.
The
Gore, gore, and more
chainsaw.
gore.
Now, quick question. Do you guys remember
Yes.
who created Gears of War? Which developer studio?
I I am drawing a mind blank. I thought it was, Microsoft.
I know there was
Well,
drama
well,
behind it.
they published it, but who developed it?
It wasn't Bungie, right?
No, they were Halo.
Okay. Yeah, Halo and, Destiny.
It was Epic.
Really?
Really?
Yep, Epic. This
I
is back when they
Huh.
were developers. So like they made the
That
Unreal
that was
games.
shady.
back when this
I mean, they made
no, now
Fortnite,
that
so
they make
Yeah,
the
that's true.
engine that a lot of developers
mhm,
use.
Yeah,
yeah,
But, that's crazy.
that is
mhm,
insane.
And is Gears of War ran in Unreal Engine?
yeah,
Really?
dude. Outside of like the actual Epic team coalition, the current makers of Gears of War, they're probably like the second best at knowing Unreal Engine like at the back of their hand.
That's
Wow,
insane. That's
that
Hmm.
insane.
is insane.
Like they made that fucking Matrix demo when it came out like
Right.
a couple years ago. That looks ridiculous.
So, switching topics, I really quickly want to talk about Street Fighter 6 Season 2, which I alluded to at the beginning of this video that I alluded to at the beginning of this stream that we were gonna be talking about this. I'm shocked I like there's no words to describe how pumped I am, 1, and 2, how surprised I am.
Now, I don't know if Tyler knows what we're talking about. No,
Okay,
he's
so
shaking his
Tyler.
head.
Street Fighter, but I don't know what you're talking about with season
Yes.
2.
So, okay, so let me give a little bit of a like some backstory to all of this.
I like how we all like adjusted ourselves.
We all adjusted our seats. It's story time.
Mhm.
Um, so fighting games typically they are prone to get leaked with their seasons for upcoming DLC and whatnot. Like Tekken 8, like it's pretty much been leaked what characters are going to be coming out as DLC. It's more of a guess at who's going to come when, but there's a lot of DLC that's been leaked, for an example. And Street Fighter is no exception to this. When season one wasn't even fully done, I think that we were on Ed around the time. I could be wrong, but we were either halfway through or all like majority of the way through of Street Fighter Six season one. Um, Season two leaks came out, so I'm going to read you initially what the leaks were, and then I'm going to talk about like what actually it was announced. So the leaks were as follows. The first character that was leaked was M. Bison, and pretty much the leak stated that he was going to look older, he was going to look disheveled, kind of rough and gruff, not in his normal like red suit. Um, and the second character that they talked about was Rainbow Mika or R Mika. She is a wrestler in Street Fighter 5. She has like blonde pigtails. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and this didn't shock me, by the way, like the Armika and the M Bison, because M Bison, he's iconic. Armika, I don't. Well, I guess that would um, it would have surprised me a little bit just because it was the former director's favorite character, like one of his favorite characters. So I don't know like how, popular she is with the current developers. Um the next character that was mentioned was Sakura. She was supposed to look extremely different. Um
Mm.
and looked like she kind of grew up a little bit. Sakura is, for lack of a better Sakura is, of course, reuse like disciple. Um, so I was very interested to see what she was going to kind of look like. And then finally, Elena, who is a character from Street Fighter 3 Third Strike and is extremely popular. So that was the leaks, right? And basically, the final. Um, so then an announcement came at the Game Awards, and they announced M. Bison. They also announced Elena, so half the leak was right. But then they announced Terry from King of Fighters and Mai Shiranui from King of Fighters. I just got chills.
Dude, I fucking lost it. I was like,
I was
"Matt, are you
losing
watching
my
this shit?"
mind. I was not at the time.
Mm,
No.
in Street Fighter 6.
No, literally. But it's so M. Bison, the leaks were essentially correct. M. Bison looks like Sagat, who is another Street Fighter character from Street Fighter 2. Um, and he kind of has this more like beaten and battered and older look. He looks really cool though. The next character that's going to launch is Terry from KOF, so I'm really interested to see what he kind of looks like and plays like. And then third is Elena, but Elena's not coming until like spring of 2025. Like we're getting Bison this summer and then Terry in the fall.
So, I think the way it's organized is a little skewed. I think it's Mai coming in winter 2025, meaning
Mhm.
January to February, so 'cause I think the way you ordered
Oh.
it. Okay, I don't know how you were ordering it. You
No,
made it
because
sound like
Elena's
okay.
spring of 2025. This is super. So, Tyler, I know that you're probably like, why does this matter so much? It matters because King of Fighters and Street Fighter have always kind of been rivals. And SNK and Capcom had a fighting game back in the day called it's either SNK versus Capcom or Capcom versus SNK. They had two iterations. The other company essentially did one where their title was first, and I think it's let me actually Google this because I just seem like a fake fighting game fan. Okay, so yeah, it was Capcom versus SNK. They had their fighting game that was the better one. Um, they have two games. The second one is really well received. People really love this game, and people still really love this game to this day. And it was released like back in the GameCube era. So we never really thought that we would get another game like this. And come along comes Street Fighter 6 comes along. And now we have Terry and Mai facing off against the cast of the Street Fighter 6 characters. So that makes
Hmm.
me wonder if in the next SNK game they're gonna put in like Ryu, Chun Li, or whatever, because we have Garo Mark of the Wolves coming out for the SNK side, which or not Mark of the Wolves, excuse me,
City of the
City of
Wolves.
Wolves. Yeah, City of the Wolves. Um, which is a focus game. It's not like King of Fighters where it has like all of their fighters. It's focused to like a subset of characters. So it'll be interesting to see if we like see Chun-Li or Ryu or Ken or
Hmm.
somebody from that universe come into or excuse me, come into City of Wolves.
Yeah.
So Justin, I kind of want to know your thoughts because obviously I've been talking a lot about it as like a fighting game enthusiast and you're more of a like newer Street Fighter enthusiast,
I wouldn't even call myself an enthusiast. Like, I try to play Street Fighter 6. I've only put in 2 hours, so
right?
yeah. So it's like,
Wait, I have more hours than you?
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
Justin's also played a lot at my house too. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah,
yeah, on his own, he's only played about 2 hours.
I was thinking about
yeah. Like,
re-downloading it, to be completely honest.
We have to because Akuma's out. So we gotta play that.
All right, go back to Justin. Sorry for cutting you off.
that's all good. Yeah, I am super excited despite like not being super into Street Fighter 6 or just Street Fighter in general. Um, just the fact that like Beauregard and right Beauregard
Beauregard, yep.
Beauregard and Mize are coming to Street Fighter, kind of like giving a nod to the old Capcom versus SNK. It's just like it's fucking sick.
It's so sick.
Like totally
It's
unexpected.
history.
As a, yeah, it's like a mic drop moment right there.
By the way, King of Fighter.
Pretty much.
Yeah, literally. And now my wish list, I really hope that for Street Fighter 6 season 3, which will be out in 7 years from now, um I really hope that they add like Morgan. That would be super cool. Morgan's a Darkstalkers character. She's a Capcom IP for anybody that might not know. She's in the Marvel vs. Capcom games. I think that would be really cool if they added her. But I think this opens the door for like endless possibilities for Street Fighter 6, and it makes me really excited for this game.
Hmm.
I agree. All right,
Um.
so I got one more game I want to talk about.
Yes.
Okay.
Doom.
Oh yeah.
Yes. What in the medieval fuck was
Who
going on?
who smoked that joint
Yeah.
and was like, let's
Listen.
put Doom in a medieval era, but make everything just dark, gloomy, and medieval. Capitalize on medieval.
And give him a Captain America shield.
Yes, with the
Are we
chainsaw.
Yeah.
are we complaining though?
No,
Let's
No,
be
no, no,
real.
no.
absolutely not.
Exactly.
I am so
Like,
excited. I am so disgustingly excited to the point where I'm genuinely debating on re-downloading Doom Eternal and trying it again.
that
Yes. I mean, I'm down to play it, to be completely honest. It's on Game Pass, right?
It is.
mhm,
I'm pretty
all of
sure.
it.
Screw it.
I
I'm
have
gonna
a
renew
physical
my
copy.
subscription.
All right, let's do it. Let's play some Doom Eternal because I just want to play after seeing Doom. What is it? Is it literally Doom Medieval? I think is
The
what it's
Dark
called, or
Age.
Doom
Dark,
Dark Age. That's what
yeah.
it's called.
And seeing
I'm
Doom
so
guy,
excited.
seeing Doom guy with the cape.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
such a good design.
ooh, and then you see the
Riding the
destruction,
dragon.
riding the
Riding
dragon, the
dude,
destruction
Yep.
physics of that building. Ooh,
dude,
Yes.
he's piloting a fucking mech.
mech.
Piloting literally fucking Gundam fans were
Mm,
shaking, quaking.
It was a mech.
He was fighting in a fucking mech. Like,
Like,
It's
this
like
is the most like, this is pinnacle video games. Like, this
truly.
shit looked so good.
I'm just flabbergasted by it. Like
Once again, my
it was like
fiance.
it was just left field. I was like, the entire time that I
Mhm.
was watching it, I was just like, what?
Yeah.
And it
Once
looks
again,
like
my
open world.
fiance, not a big Xbox fan. When I showed him Dune, he was like, "Yeah, no,
Well, it,
this looks amazing."
it's also coming to PlayStation, so they're good on that.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. It looks
But Tyler,
open
what were you
world,
gonna Yeah, I was gonna say, going back to that,
which
it
is
does look open world.
perfectly fine with me. I would love a Doom game that's open world. They got to do it right though.
Oh
I
yeah.
was gonna say, it's gonna be weird
Yeah.
with Doom and how Doom is typically set up with levels, proper, so on and so forth, but I think they can do it. If any team can do it, it's them.
Yeah. 100%.
I wonder, is it open world or is it just like really
Uh,
big open spaces
I don't
might
know.
be.
It might be big open
with levels?
spaces,
Yeah.
but it like from the trailer, it just looked like just open, like very open. Like
Hmm.
because in the previous games, like you're in, it looks like you're in a cave
Mhm.
Yeah.
the entire time. But like this, or either cave or space station. But this, dude, like you got skies. You're like Matt said, you're riding a fucking dragon
In a
Hmm.
Gundam, in a mech.
and a
And
Gundam.
the Gundam.
It's got to be
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah. I think that it might just be more open areas like Justin said, because
It
Doom
makes more
Eternal
sense.
did change up the formula a little bit. You were in more cave-like areas still, but they were bigger and you could like they were more open. Like you could fly, like you could jump around on like jump pads and get really high and
S- The level editor, or like you know how like Halo or
yes.
Halo's Forge, but like Doom's Forge. That's gonna be nuts because I remember when they rebooted the franchise like to the modern time, because it was what was the first Doom that came out that was like
Oh my
modern.
god.
2016.
That's it,
20 Yeah.
dude. I like that level designer of like you guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Um, that was insane. Like just the amount that you can do, that you can program. Like you can have certain enemies spawn in like certain waves, and like you just progress. You pick up a weapon, and then you just continue going. I have a funny story on that. Um, which one of my friends, he made a level where he had to fight my way through a bunch of old friends and stuff, and like how important they are to me.
Okay.
Where it's like it was weird. Like he made it specifically about me, and
That's
like who
okay.
like who these people, like the higher the tier the friend, the the harder they were.
Love that.
Okay.
Um, and then yeah, no, so like to me, like that was always cool, and we were just fucking around with it. Did Eternal have one? I never played Eternal.
I
I
haven't
don't
either.
know. I played Eternal just for like I played the story mode a bit, or like the, just regular mode. I don't even know if it's technically a story mode. I booted it up and I wanted to shoot things, okay? So
Still,
yeah, I have no recollection of like any of the modes that were offered. I know that there's like an online multiplayer mode, I think,
yeah.
that they added later on, but yeah, I didn't so Doom Eternal, my story with it went, I was liking it, I was having fun, I was switching between that and Animal Crossing because they came out at the same time. playing both, COVID, whatever, got stuck, went, I'm done. I put that game down and I never touched it again. Then it got an update. I went sick. I'm going to retry. Got stuck, went, I'm done. And just never,
Mhm.
never tried it again. So it's been years since I've played it, but I do want to pick it back up and give it another shot because this one, the Doom Dark Age, just looks so good. But going back to your story, Tyler, so could you create? I know like that existed in Doom, right? Um, could you do? I assume so. You could do them and then upload them like to the like for other people to play.
Yeah, there I think there was a listing.
That's so cool.
Yeah, like the fact
It's
that
like
that was
Mario Maker
all.
before its time.
Yeah, or Mario or, Halo Forge.
Hmm.
But, I mean, obviously past Halo Forge, but, like, oh, man, I am, like I'm so hyped for that game.
Yeah.
Alright, so I think
Uh,
this is a good spot. Or unless we got another
uh,
you got sorry, I can cut that
Matt,
part
did
out.
you want Matt, did you want to talk about one more, and I talk about one more? Tyler, you can
Sh-
go to sleep.
Sure. If we really just quickly want to um go through some um before we go, I want to mention Expedition 33. Expedition
Mm,
33 again, graphically looks amazing. The combat looked very interesting to me. I feel like we don't have a lot of full 3D turn-based combat games that have been coming out
yeah,
recently. So I'm pretty excited for that. And again, it's coming to Game Pass day one. So I'm definitely going to download it and give it a shot. And if I hate it, then oh well. But it's definitely piqued my interest. The combat looked really interesting. It's not your typical run of the mill um,
turn based.
turn based, proper turn based. And as I'm saying that, I'm thinking, Matt, you were just playing Persona 3 Reload. And that is absolutely a 3D proper like turn based. But I guess
Yeah,
Persona to me just is a little bit different. Like this is more like Final Fantasy esque vibes to me.
it's you don't typically see a turn based game with this kind of visuals to it. It's
Yeah.
you would see it more so in like more anime aesthetic, if
Hmm.
anything. And this is just like completely different. It's made by like a French team, like of only 20 people, and it looks that fucking good. Yeah, like this game, I definitely interested in. And shout out to Ben Starr, voice of Clive from Final Fantasy 16. He's also in that game, so gonna be
Yeah.
interesting.
And wasn't one of the female voices, she
One
was
of the
from something?
one of the it's not confirmed, but it's sounding like Jennifer English from Baldur's Gate 3, who voices
Yeah.
Shadowheart.
Yes.
So yeah.
And I'm familiar with Shadowheart. So I was like, yeah, this sounds familiar, but I couldn't place where I heard the voice.
hmm Uh, for me, real quick, I want to give a shout out to Perfect Dark.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yes.
There
Oh
were
my
rumors.
god.
There were rumors that like this game was in development trouble because like a lot of the people kind of left because there's like leadership kind of scrutiny, I guess. But since then, they brought in Crystal Dynamics, the team behind the Tomb Raider reboot,
Mm.
and so like they're helping that out. And honestly, like people had doubts about this game. Those doubts out the fucking window. This game looks fucking fantastic.
Does.
Yes.
It
It
really
looks
does.
so sick.
And
Giving me Mirror's Edge vibes 100%, especially the combat. It really reminds me of Mirror's Edge. But
Mirror's
with stealth.
Mirror's Ed Mirror's Edge featuring Cyberpunk. That's
Yeah.
Yes.
that you mix those together, this is that game.
Yeah.
Just the graphics
It's what
alone.
Cyberpunk was supposed to be. But that's another
Like
story for another time.
Oh, yeah.
when we were like watching this stream, like like I said, I asked like, is this gonna play like a Dishonored? Is this gonna play like an immersive sim?
Mhm.
They put out like a press release. Yup, it's an immersive sim. It's gonna play like a
Sick.
Dishonored game where you can. play a mission however you wanted to go about it with the tools that you were given. I am so fucking excited for this game now.
I am pumped.
Yeah.
Especially because there's gonna be so many unique experiences. I love that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. So many unique experiences, and not to mention the game just is breathtaking.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
know I've said that about like like all the games that we've talked about today, but I can't state it enough. Every game looked so good graphically
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
they
I
released. I was
agree.
so impressed by all of them. I'm excited for that, and I'm definitely excited also, like, kind of similar vibes with Perfect Dark, but, the Metal Gear Solid Delta, I think is what it is.
Yeah, Delta.
So, those both look fantastic.
Yeah.
And I would be remiss, I'll be upset if I didn't mention Soccer 2.
Oh,
Uh,
yes.
just real quick. This is made by a Ukrainian team. Of course, everyone knows what's going on with Ukraine right now. Um, they were making this game during all of that, and like their development team went off to go fight in the war to fight for their country,
Which delayed the
and
game.
which of course delayed the game.
Mhm.
Um, it's a miracle that this game is even coming out, and it's coming to Game Pass to day one. Kind of like pledge everyone to go out and try it out. I'm definitely gonna go try it out.
Same.
Visually, it
Yeah.
looks fantastic.
I'll give it that download and then I will try to get through that game.
Yeah,
Mhm,
if you take anything away from this podcast, take that away. Like, go download Stalker 2 whenever it comes out to support that development team and give the game a shot.
mhm,
I didn't play the first one, but I'm definitely gonna download it day one and give it a shot because this team was so dedicated, and I can't even imagine having to announce that some of your developers went to go fight in a war.
Yeah.
mhm.
Crazy.
Like, they put, like, a little side documentary in, like, an Xbox show a couple years ago, and it's like, man, it's pretty haunting,
Mhm.
just, like, the shit that they were going through, so it's like, yeah, full support, shout out to those guys.
Alright, and on that note, this comes to the conclusion of this episode. So quick as this is, going on and stuff, we have someone that is behind the scenes. I just want to shout him out real quick. We have our TikTok editor and shorts editor, and he edited the last podcast too because I was out. I just want to give a quick shout out to Frank. Frank, or Mr. Legend, I love you and you do everything great. You've been super supportive. You're amazing. Um, and on that note, we will talk to you guys later. Make sure to check out our other social medias. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, Twitter, and is there anything else? We're on a lot of stuff now, guys.
We're on
Make sure to
we're on
subscribe.
everything.
Make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Follow us on our social medias, and yeah. And on that note, I think we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye, guys.
See ya. Bye.
Peace.